Line up, you fucking nerds. Who wants a shot at the champ?
They bring the heat.
Francis Ngannou is the hardest puncher in the history of fighting.
They bring the knowledge.
If you think this fight is going 5 rounds, you are out of your mind.
They bring you the picks.
The dog is getting it done in this one.
We deliver every single week. We're bringing the heat, ladies and gentlemen.
The money line.
Don't miss it on the MMA Experts channel each week. The Money Line. We are live with the beautiful Monday night edition of the show. Per usual, I am AJ, joined as always by my guy Mike Finch. What's up, buddy?
Good in the neighborhood, just coming off of a wicked card. I went through all those fights. They were just all good. They were all fun fights. You know, a lot of underdogs winning. I mean, who didn't have a fun night? I mean, those of you who lost money didn't have a fun night, you know? I heard some people tell me, no way Paulo Costa wins, right? There were some wild ones that night. Pit bulls there. We'll talk about them. But bottom line, entertaining, AJ. Entertaining fights. That's what we hope for.
Really good card. I had a lot of fun. So what we're going to do, we're going to lightly touch on the main card and especially react to the main event. And then we're going to get into this card. You can see Whittaker and the Ritter down below. We got UFC Abu Dhabi coming at you guys this Saturday, 12 p.m. Eastern time, 9 a.m. Pacific. Oh, shit. Early in the morning for the Finch, man.
Oh,
you watching nice and early, my
up. Damn.
Wake up, have a little fucking coffee, and time to watch some fights, my friend.
Wake your ass up. It's fight time. You know, I don't normally do coffee, but when I do, fights are a good reason.
Let's go. We're going to do it first things first. We're talking the main event. It was the Dustin Poirier send-off. It was the BMF title fight. It was Max Holloway versus Dustin Poirier 3. And it was a trilogy that delivered as their first 2 fights did. But of the bunch, like, I thought this might have been the most fun. I really feel like it was a competitive fight throughout, but Max just had the lead on the hand speed and the cleaner punches for a majority of it. I mean, round number 1, it was quick. Down goes Poirier. I'm thinking, yo, are we getting a send-off like that? Poirier's going out in the first round. Those moments reminded me of like when Michael Johnson had put him out with the fast KO early in the fight and caught him cold. Ultimately, Poirier able to recover from some serious damage. But things didn't look much better for the majority of round number 2. He was badly hurt, and it seemed like a stoppage was coming until Dustin Poirier fired some big shots back, knocked Max Holloway down. And that's what made this a fun fight is Poirier, though he was behind for a majority of it, never wilted, never quit. And it was prime Poirier at heart, but maybe not in physical performance and output. I felt as though Dustin Poirier, he's shown like ever so slight signs of slowing down a bit on the way that he throws his punches. I feel as though if you go rewatch their first fight, yes, it's a better Max Holloway, or excuse me, their second fight. It's a better Max Holloway, but it was also a faster Dustin Poirier then, a more sharp Dustin Poirier. Still had the power, still had the grit, still was able to land shots in the fight, but was just clearly slower. Now, you know, to speak, you know, positives on Max, I thought that he looked great. Max Holloway looks strong as I have ever seen. Looked like a legit lightweight. Fast hands, powerful punches too. His boxing looked as good as ever. And I thought he deserved a pretty clear decision at the end. I felt you could have scored it 2-2 going into round number 5, but Holloway all day to finish the fight out. And even at the end, when they pointed down, it was Holloway that won that final exchange. Even Poirier said he didn't want to get done like Gaethje did.
He said it before the fight too, though. He let him know. He let him know. He's like, I'm jumping the ghillie when you point at the floor. He already said it. So the clinch was not surprised. I'm not surprised, motherfuckers.
I was impressed by the matchup. I thought that it delivered with good violence and entertainment. And also it was like a touching moment when you see Poirier losing and like Max's son go over and, you know, give him a hug after, you know, their rematch. I remember years ago, his son was crying and Poirier was like consoling him a bit. So kind of like one of those wild turn of event type moments and just growth, right? Max Holloway's primed. I think he's gotten better. Poirier, obviously, if he wanted to, he could stick around and still fight plenty of top 10 guys. But I think it's better to go out like this. You know, he lost 2 fights in a row, but 2 championship fights, one for the, you know, undisputed belt against Islam. And then this matchup here for the BMF title in a loss where he still looked good and showed, you know, a lot of moments where he looked close to what he was at in the peak, you know, versus, you know, the Tony Fergusons of the world where they finish it out. Or I mean, he's still going out, but they look like shells of
He's
themselves.
gonna box a TikToker now or
know.
something.
I know, Salt Pop.
And he's a dog to the TikToker. This is just what I'm hearing.
I think he's gonna lose. This kid can box. That's sad.
It's sad. You don't want to see people in their 40s getting paychecks like that. However, that's not where Dustin Poirier's at. Dustin Poirier put up a hell of a fight. Him dropping Max at the end of the second round was fucking crazy. They had a good fight. I think the biggest difference I'm seeing is Max Holloway's stance, AJ. If you watch that second fight back, you'll see Max Holloway doesn't have this like deep, almost a karate taekwondo level stance where he's got his quads engaged, his calves are active, he's on the balls of his feet, and you saw the kicking game really level up in Holloway's game, especially if you compare the first two fights to this one. In that first round, he was showing he could do Muay Thai, he could do some karate, he was using techniques with his legs to then set up the punches. As the fight went on, he got more and more comfortable boxing. But I think the story of that fight started with him winning that first round with those kicks. That's been impressive. That was something that it didn't seem like Poirier dealt with well. Max Holloway, I do think got better. I do think this is the best Max Holloway we've seen. So solid performance by him. You know, he got hit. I mean, Poirier was in the fight for sure. The fourth round was close. The second round was close. But, you know, Max was able to show his level. So Max Holloway versus Charles Oliveira, Paddy Pimblett, Arman Sarukian. Set it up. I'm down.
I think the Oliveira fight jumps out because if the BMF title fight is something they want to keep alive, you got to give him the proper BMF challenge. And I think, yes, Charles Oliveira coming off the terrible loss to Topuria, so was Holloway here. He's a BMF in his own right, and I think that a chance at a rematch too, and to get like a finalized result, because you remember the first fight, the trachea tear that Oliveira had early in the first round. That was the weirdest result.
Yeah, exactly. No, they could run that one back. There's no way that, like I was saying it about this fight, there's no way these two have a bad fight. Like when you match up a Poirier and a Holloway, and so Holloway and Oliveira, exactly the same thing, brother. Based on what I'm seeing, you got to pick Holloway in that matchup.
I think so too. And now some people talking, trading champ with $200. Handshake to you, my friend. Thank you for the generosity. Big W. Look at this savage. Shout out to the trading champ with the very generous dono. It's good to see you back. I hope you enjoyed the card in person. He invited me to go in person, but I said I got to stream for the people.
Are you serious? And you said no. Trading champ, thank you so much, brother. Trading champ keeps the lights on in this place, okay? Reason why this thing is lit right now, this is trading champ. Thank you so much, buddy. Very, very cool. I hope you had a fun event as we did, man. If he was there live, that's what you're saying?
Yeah.
Good card to go live to.
Definitely. Shout out to Trading Champ. He's a walking W. I appreciate you always supporting. It's good to see you, my friend. Very generous with the $200 per usual. W Man's Trading Champ. And we got another one. The OG, Michael Bowman, is back. Michael, we haven't seen you in a minute. Some people have been asking about you. Where's Bowman? I said, I don't know. Well, I'm happy to see you right here. Thank you for $50. Is the BMF title becoming more of a Legends contest? Sorry, fighting some interesting infections, but I'm here. Love you too. Sending blessings and health to you, Michael Bowman. You're an OG supporter. We love you. What do you think, Finch? Is the BMF becoming a Legends contest now?
I mean, they're making matchups that are outside of title contention that fans will respond to. I think that's what they're doing. So you could call it Legends, but I think they would put, I think they would put like there are young guys who are outside of title contention where it makes sense. I guess the majority of the matchups you could say were Legends. I guess you could say Charles Oliveira, kind of past it, not going to get a title shot. So I see where you're going with that, Michael Bowman. But that's just who's tend to work out so far. I think they'll make any fight that makes sense for the fans that are two bad motherfuckers. I think they'll, I don't think it's Legends exclusive. Thank you so much for the 50. God bless you. I hope you're going to defeat, TKO. Okay. One punch KO, actually, those infections. All love right back at you, Mr. Bowman.
Thank you, Michael Bowman.
First round stoppage, Michael Bowman.
I like that. Chalky Bets, thank you for $9.99. Is Gaethje plus 170 against Paddy crazy? I did 1K and I feel like £1 want to max bet it.
Is Gaethje plus 170 against Paddy crazy? I mean, you're talking to like one of the bigger Paddy haters here. Let's go non-Paddy hater and AJ. You go first.
The odds are a little wide, right? Because Gaethje can still crack like very few. And his stand-up, it's some of the best in the game. And his grappling defense is pretty sound for the most part. Obviously, Khabib Nurmagomedov and Charles Oliveira, different levels. I feel as though the odds should be closer, but that doesn't mean I don't feel like Paddy could win that fight. I do think it's a path.
I'm seeing Paddy Pimblett as a lot better at jiu-jitsu, lot better at jiu-jitsu than Justin Gaethje, and I'm seeing Justin Gaethje as just better than Paddy at boxing.
Yeah.
So I would say the most extreme skill discrepancy would be Paddy Pimblett getting to the top position over Justin Gaethje. He's in real trouble. I mean, Paddy Pimblett fucked up Michael Chandler when he got to that top position. The ground and pound is real. The submissions are real. You know, yeah, I got to respect that, right? Even the striking's kind of coming along, dude. It used to be bad, and now it's coming along. So I don't know. I'm going to have to give that one more thought, Chalky Bets, but that's what's off the top.
Let's go. Thank you, Chalky Bets. And Trading Champ, of course, will bring you up after the $200. He met Hunter, Theo Vaughn, Steve Will Do It, and you met Brendan Allen's entire family. Great people, best time ever. I'm happy to hear you enjoyed the fuck out of it, man. I hope that you had a blast. I hope you got some networking, too. Maybe Theo Vaughn can have me on his podcast. That was the joke we were talking about all week. We got to get on Theo's show, bro.
Theo Vaughn is a smart guy who pretends to be dumb. Like that's his shtick. That's his thing, right? He's on his show and he pretends not to know much when really he actually is like very he's almost politically savvy. Like he has these politicians on because he fucking pays attention. He goes, yeah, with Gaza, like I don't know anything, but and then just shows how much he knows, you know? So Theo Vaughn, low-key genius. Don't let him fool you. Very cool. Brendan Allen's entire family, they must have been fucking happy. I saw Theo there cage side rooting on Dustin Poirier. He fucking stood up whenever Dustin would do anything. So sounds like a good weekend.
Sounds like a 10 out of 10. Listen, Holloway did the thing. Poirier goes out a legend, and nothing but love and respect to both the Savages. Let's quickly shout out. We got to quickly shout out Costa having a resurgence, big body shots, power shots to the head. Oh, shit, Mike Finch. Paulo Costa's still a contender. He's still in the top 15. All right, I take back my doubt. Holy shit.
I'm not surprised, motherfuckers. Paulo Costa just had to bring out the dog. I mean, I think the biggest difference was he didn't just sit out there at kicking range the whole time. He was ripping that body of Kopylov. He kept letting the right hand go. He was willing to get into a fight. And the only times Kopylov really got going is when Paulo, you know, he needed a little breather. That's a big, strong boy. You know, I feel like he's going to be, you know, in some fun fights now. I mean, he's right back in the mix. So Paulo Costa, he didn't go nowhere, folks. He's still there. Roman Kopylov, although he's the same age as Paulo, you know, he's going to need some more UFC experience. He wasn't making enough happen. Like he's usually got that fast jab. It kind of got taken away from him because he kept getting countered. He'll be back, man. So Paulo Costa, shout out to Buchecha, always in a fun fight, and he gets the dub this time.
Let's go. Shout out to Costa getting it done. Fight before the upset of the year. Kevin Holland gets handled in a competitive fight, but handled still. Dropped twice in round 2 and mounted in round 3 by D-Rod. Finch, what do you think?
I think I better watch out anytime I go charge my car by Classic Fight Team, dude. I might catch a fade, bro, walking over to that fucking pizza place, that Little Caesars. Holy shit, dude.
I ain't getting out of the car from you.
I don't know, bro. I might have to duck. Jokes, folks. Yeah, man. D-Rod looked great, man. D-Rod's, you know, I saw him you know, maybe battling with some nagging injuries and stuff, but it's a good thing that he gets shit taken care of. You see him in the hyperbaric chamber. You see him at the recovery center of UFC gym. He's not there because he's dumb. He's there because he's smart. He's smart. He's taking care of his stuff. He goes into these fights and he's able to lay on the gas pedal 100%. He doesn't look banged up to me at all. He looks like he's banging the right hand is what he was looking like. And Kevin Holland, I mean, out of sorts, you know, he must have really slapped him around quick, because Kevin Holland, as AJ and I were saying before we came on, not a vintage Kevin Holland performance.
No, that was definitely kind of the shock of the night. There were some big upsets, but like this one was like,
I agree.
Whoa. This
I
is my
agree.
whoa of the night. I didn't expect this. I still don't expect it. The fact that it happened, I'm still
is wild.
Did that happen? Did that happen? But it did. MMA is the craziest sport in the world, because
just beat the shit out of Kevin Holland.
The what the fuck moments you don't find anywhere besides combat sports. I feel like you can kind of get it in other sports. Nothing like in combat, though. Like D-Rod beating Kevin Holland up, dropping. Nobody's dropped Kevin Holland.
Yeah.
He fought against Thiago Santos, who was a knockout artist in the middleweight and light heavyweight division, and he didn't get dropped once.
Anybody who's not a gigantic grappler, he's looked great, you know? So I'm like, all right, D-Rod's a kickboxer. This is nice for Kevin Holland. Psych. D-Rod came to fight. Dude, one thing I was saying to you, classic fight team, bro. They got this young energy. He's sparring these kids over there. So he got that fucking fiery look. You know, these kids are trying to take his head off in there. He gets into the cage. No different with Kevin Holland, man. He fought a great fight. Shout out to D-Rod.
It was so impressed. D-Rod.
I need a D-Rod shirt now. I need to be a fan now.
I'll be honest. I think we got to get some D-Rod shirts to give him some love after that.
Get a D-Rod shirt.
Yeah, for sure. Send them in on Instagram. Like, D-Rod, I got the shirt, man.
You know, he'll come up to slap me. I'll be like, dude, look, bro.
You can't slap a fan in your shirt. Doesn't matter. Come on.
Yeah, if they're wearing your shirt, you gotta be like, all right, bro.
That's it. Holy shit. Eli, thank you for $1.99. How bad was that Prado decision? Me and Finch touched on it before we went live. Yeah, we disagreed, man. We thought he beat Veretinikov. Unfortunately for Prado, he might be getting cut from the UFC. 1-4.
They can't do him like that. Come on, man.
Oh,
come on.
I don't know.
Yeah, he's in this back and forth with Veretinikov. That was his issue. Like, he would defend something, get on top. You know, he would land a good shot and just kept letting him off the hook. You know, a little I don't want to say amateurish, because it's not that, but just lacks like a solid fight IQ and a consistency to him. He's too beatable. You know, so it is what it is. I hope they don't cut him, AJ. No, I think he's capable of turning this around. He's got some talent.
Agreed. So shout out to Prado. Good luck in the future, my man. And thank you, Eli, for the dono. We want to touch on, you know, just two more in the main, and then a quick shout out from a prelim savage. Ige Pitbull, round of applause. Patricio Pitbull still got it. Finch, I doubted, but you know when I knew we were in trouble? I knew when the 50K Ige call might have been trouble. When 50K Ige
right hand
didn't reply to my story with the 50K Ige graphic. I had the graphic made by a subscriber. It was me and Ige. Did you see it on my story? You saw it.
Stop. What I see? Your story?
Graphic, one of the subscribers made. It's a fucking beautiful graphic. What do you think?
Your story, bro. You gonna show me on there?
I'm gonna have to show you on the fucking air. What am I supposed to do?
Dog. It's up right now on your story?
No, it's not up now. I posted it up.
Oh, shit. All right, my bad, dog.
Well, look, this is how it was. Shout out to the subs.
That looks amazing, dude.
What the fuck? I'm disappointed.
No way. Wait, he just stood you up. What are you saying?
He saw it, but he didn't reply. I was disappointed. Like, that was such a savage, you know, graphic made. He didn't reply. He walked in, you know, maybe later. I had his
all right. This is what we're gonna do now. Now we'll have Pitbull on, right?
I think that's fair. I think that's fair. Yeah.
I thought about texting him. I thought about it today. I was like, maybe he'll come on.
I'd love to have Pitbull on. Pitbull's always welcome. Listen.
All right. Well, hey, Pitbull beat that ass. Man, big right hands by Pitbull. Pitbull was showing Captain Eric Alvarez in wrestling. It was just good to see, man. Because I could feel all the Bellator skepticism. Like, I'm like, Jesus, bro. No, Pitbull's better than Dan Ige, and a 38-year-old Pitbull showed it. Now imagine 34-year-old Pitbull against Dan Ige.
Submission or knockout,
Pitbull's very capable of beating, you know, a lot of guys at 145, 135, whatever you want. So, yeah.
Him
Pitbull's,
and Josh Emmett's cool.
Can still bite. What's
Pitbull,
that?
Josh Emmett. Is that not a sick fight?
I heard that. Yeah, my buddy Kevin said that to me today.
Good call.
Pitbull and Josh Emmett. Why not?
Why not? Let's go. Shout out to Pitbull getting it done. And big upset to start the main card off. 39-year-old Michael Johnson, 3-fight winning streak now. Outstrikes, boxes up Daniel Zellhuber and wins a competitive decision. Huge underdog.
Bro.
Look good.
Bro, Daniel Zellhuber, more weapons, dude. Where's the knees? Show me the clinch. Show me the spinning back kick. Like, you can't just throw head kick after head kick. Michael Johnson fought well, though. He fought his fight. You want to talk about veteran. Michael Johnson's fought everybody. Problem is, as a better, who fucking knows when Michael Johnson's going to win or lose? So, lesson learned. Even a 39-year-old Michael Johnson, I ain't going to fade, man. No. Good to know.
Yeah, Michael Johnson, savage for sure. And then quick shout to Vinicius Oliveira, the most unorthodox style in the game, but effective as fuck. He put it on Phillips.
I mean, that's true, right? Like, he beat the shit out of Kyler Phillips, and that was my biggest bet of the night. That was lock of the night over on Premium Channel. DM at Mike Finn Show on Instagram if you want to see my bets. I was very confident in Vinicius Oliveira, AJ. However, he's wild as fuck. Like, Vinicius Oliveira just gets into a fucking fight, dude. Yeah, he's dropping his hands, banging shit, walking him down with his hands down. I'm like, damn, Vinicius. Like, if you start throwing like that to guys who could really counter you with power, it's an issue, right? I already knew Kyler Phillips wasn't that guy. Kyler Phillips, a little scared in there, a little scared. I mean, Vinicius Oliveira is dangerous. So Kyler Phillips did the survival thing, not the win thing. Vinicius Oliveira, a solid lock.
Absolutely. B. Willie, thank you for $1.99. Skipping ahead, head, shoulders, knees, and bow, RDR, baby.
Whoa.
All right, B. Willie.
Head, shoulders, knees, and bow. I like it. RDR. Hey, dog money, though. So Godspeed, Billy. We're going to get to it.
Let's go. We got to get into this week's card. There's a lot of fights to touch on. We got an exciting heavyweight fight to start the card off. So let's jump into it. If you guys haven't yet, make sure you all hit the likes. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe it up. We got Martin Buday versus Marcus Buchecha. I got to go with the jiu-jitsu ace. I'm going to have faith in the BJJ skills of Buchecha to take out kind of a slow, plodding, fat heavyweight. I mean, that's the truth of what Buday is. Listen, he's a striker. He brings a lot of pressure. He's able to smother certain guys, and, he's got okay hands. Buchecha's ground skills are going to be so much better than anybody Buday has ever faced, though. Buchecha has an impressive win over Amir Ali Akbari. He's got some wins. I believe he beat Grashenko, if I'm not mistaken, over in one. Granted, it's one championship. The red flag of it all with one championship, there's two sides of it. There's the positive side. He was fighting guys on roids. The other side is, wait, wasn't he on roids still? I don't know.
How dare you? How dare you, brother? Damn. It's like that. I mean, I don't know. In pro jiu-jitsu, it's a thing. Like in pro, it's a thing in pro jiu-jitsu. Okay. Him and Gordon Ryan, there was so much sauce. That was a deep dish pizza. You know what I'm saying? Buchecha's, for those of you that don't know, Buchecha was the most celebrated world champion in jiu-jitsu before the Gordon Ryan era. I mean, Buchecha is this Brazilian phenom who rips shit off, who's known for his super strength, his submission ability, his ability in the gi, but also no gi. He's a champion in both. Buchecha is, the very decorated jiu-jitsu champion. This is not your normal, he's a jiu-jitsu champion. He won this Naga event. Like, no, Buchecha was like #1 pound for pound, and he was a heavyweight. You know what I mean? Buchecha was the fucking man in jiu-jitsu. Then Gordon Ryan beat him. He had a couple losses around there, and he switched to MMA. Martin Buday has never been taken down inside the UFC. Martin Buday has never been taken down inside the UFC. I don't really think Buchecha's that good at wrestling. I'm concerned, AJ. Now, if this was, Nicky Rodriguez, who's a really, really good wrestler, and then then the jiu-jitsu is going to happen, right? But I watched Buchecha's loss to Kane in one. By the way, guys, if you're gonna need to take somebody down, fight in the cage. I hate trying to see a grappler grapple in that fucking ring. It is hard, dude. Having that fence, the Dagestanis love it. The wrestlers love it. The fence is nice for a grappler. Might be a little counterintuitive for people, but it is true. So I think Buchecha actually can benefit from a fence. That'll be nice. It'll be nice to see if he has like game on the fence. They got a cage over there at Kings MMA. I've seen Buchecha roll with Fabricio Verdum at Kings MMA. He's got ground and pound. He's got, he's very, very high level at jiu-jitsu, but that's just one aspect of the game. I'm concerned that Martin Buday can beat him. Early lean, Martin Buday.
I can't do it. I'm going Buchecha, man. I have to. Come on. I have to.
By the way, I hope I'm wrong, by the way.
No, I get it, though. I get the mindset because he hasn't beaten, any UFC caliber guys. I mean, Ali Akbari was known as a good wrestler. Grushenko was okay. The Rug fight, Umar Kane is a weird one because he got that Senegalese wrestling background.
He cheated a lot, by the way. Kane? That's
yeah.
Kane cheated a lot, bro. He was grabbing the gloves. He was grabbing the shorts. That dude's kind of a dick.
And he just won the one championship heavyweight bout. He beat Malikan, who beat De Ritter, actually.
Well, let's see him run it back, man. My boy De Ritter looking good right now.
Good. He looks good.
Yeah, and Buchecha had moments in that fight too. Buchecha
big moments.
Him. I mean, yeah, Buchecha, when he gets to the top position, I love the urgency. Like Buchecha goes, one of the reasons why he lost that fight is actually because he went for an armbar from Mount. Like as, Kane was trying to explode up, he elected to go for the armbar. Didn't end up working out, when I teach jiu-jitsu, I'm always like, hey, armbar from Mount, a little bit of a Hail Mary, you got somebody in Mount, a head and arm choke's a lot better. Why? Because if they get out of the head and arm choke, guess what? I'm still mounted on you. Here comes an elbow. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So, kind of let that fight. And, he's learning from those experiences. So I don't hold it against him, but I'm just saying, Martin Buday, not a guy who's shown me a susceptibility to grappling. A lot of question marks here.
Fair. I understand the concern. I'm going Buchecha to win. I'm going to believe in the jiu-jitsu, and I want to say, Jeff Cooper, we believe in you. Thank you for $20. Appreciate the stream, gents. Best MMA analysis on YouTube.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, Jeff. Really appreciate that, man. Appreciate the hardcore fans showing love. It's awesome. We love this shit, so glad you do too.
Fuck yeah. Listen, we got to talk betting lines for this fight. Buchecha is the favorite at 3-1. So, Mike Finch, you got the underdog nice and early at plus 250. Buchecha by submission, only plus 110. The over 1.5 is minus 122. You think Buday goes over 1.5? Because that could be interesting if you feel like he can survive the onslaught. My worry with Buday is, yes, hasn't been taken there in the UFC. He did lose to Juan Espino, who was a good grappler outside of the UFC. But aside from that, hasn't fought a high caliber grappler like this. Like, though Buday, we can say takedown defense respectable.
100%.
His opponents are Uran Sadibaldiev, who's a light heavyweight, Andrei Arlovsky, a striker, Shamil Gaziev, a striker, Josh Parisian, he's a fucking Parisian, Jake Collier, Lucas Strejki, who's been getting crushed left and right, and Chris Barnett, who's the shortest heavyweight on the roster.
Jake Collier tried to take him down, right?
Jake Collier is Jay Collier,
This motherfucker. And Gaziev can wrestle.
Gaziev TKO'd him.
Yeah, that's true. All right. I hear you. It is Martin Buday. Yes. Understood. Yes. There is clearly a pathway for Buchecha. But, on the feet, man, Buchecha showed an ability to kind of bang. Gets hit back, Yes. Buchecha is going to have to show me more before I'm betting on him at 3-1 odds.
Fair. I guess I feel like the division's wide open for a guy with nasty jits like that. Buchecha's willingness to strike, the chin holding up, bro.
No, the heavyweight division is just open, dog. Like who wants to jump in, bro? Give us somebody from the NFL at this point. Like, let's just teach an athlete how to fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you guys up to at the tight end position? Let's fucking go. Because, the heavyweight division is open for business.
I'm saying Buchecha gets past the Buday test, and Finchman saying thick boy Buday uses that gut and handles him.
Whoa. AJ with the Buday hate. Damn. All right, we're gonna get Buday on the show next. I'm gonna play that clip for him.
He'll love it, man.
Thank you, Trev Bot. Yes, it is Moneyline time right mother effing now. Like and subscribe if you fuck with Trev Bot. Let's go.
You know what I'll say? This is serious, Mike Finch. If Buchecha loses, this is like a stain on the sport and the martial art of jiu-jitsu as a whole. Because Buday picked up this shit to lose weight. So you're telling me right now, more effective, some fat kid that was gaming, learns how to fight, and takes it serious, is better than world-class jiu-jitsu. That's what's on the line here.
Dude.
World-class
Buday is not
jiu-jitsu
fighting in the
versus
UFC on a weight loss program, bro.
He was. He started that way.
Please,
That's how he started.
Please. Okay. So yeah, a lot of people start martial arts for other reasons, self-defense and whatnot. You know, this is the old argument. I heard this with Ronda Rousey's opponents. They're just yoga teachers. She's just fighting cardio kickboxing instructors. Like, stop, everybody. No, Martin Buday is a professional fighter. He puts his heart and soul into this shit. All right. It's not a weight loss program. Maybe that inspired him to start, but like, you know. All right.
He started older.
We all started somewhere.
Jiu-jitsu versus MMA on the line.
Welcome to the heavyweight division, man. That's yeah. If Buchecha gets on top of him, he's fucking him up. Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
We're going with Buchecha here, Buday there. Let's keep running up. Next fight, we got an interesting featherweight clash. Muhammad Yahya taking on Stephen Nguyen. Yahya dropping down to 145. I mean, he's an okay striker. You know, he's all right. Hands are a little on the lower side, but he can kickbox a bit. Got knocked out pretty bad by Kawe Fernandez, but, you know, Kawe is also kind of a savage. Nguyen's a weird one, right? Because he's been fighting for a long time, but he hasn't been fighting often. If you're looking at, you know, recent bout form, it was a year and 3 months ago. He lost to Jarno Aarons in the UFC debut. Aarons got good Netherlands-style kickboxing, to be fair. Nguyen before that had beaten up AJ Cunningham. Cunningham now in the UFC, and he's taken, you know, bad loss and whatnot. He's got 2 wins on Contender Series. He also got knocked out by Alon Cruz, who's, you know, considered kind of a Tampa Bay MMA legend. So shout out to him. And that was like 6 years ago. So been fighting on average once a year, hasn't fought in over a year. I'm picking Nguyen to get the win. I do think he can beat Yahya here. It's one of those fights, though, where it's like he doesn't fight that often. Yahya at 145 could look better, but I feel like Nguyen's hands are more effective. I think defensively he's more sound. Nothing about Yahya blows me away, but I mean, the dude was the champ of the, UAE Warriors. So it's like we're in Abu Dhabi. He's from that, region of the world. He's always fighting in this area. They're hoping that he picks up a dub, but I feel like Nguyen can win it. But there's a chance that we get a robbery for Yahya if it's a close decision, because we've seen controversy in Abu Dhabi before. It's not going to be the first time.
Yeah, I gotta go with the rangy kickboxing of Nguyen. He's not a fast starter. When he goes out there, a lot of times his first step is backwards. But I think that's okay against Yahya. I think Yahya is a little too easy to hit. I think Nguyen will start teeing up, getting strikes off against him, and not very easy to take down. He's pretty dynamic, throws a lot of kicks. I think Yahya is going to have trouble closing distance on him and getting a hold of him. So give me Nguyen. Probably goes long, but maybe he catches him with his legs. I don't know. Nguyen decision.
Minus 320 for Nguyen, plus 270 for Yahya, with an over 1.5 at minus 200.
I mean, I get people who fade Yahya because I am not impressed by your performance. However, 3-1 for Nguyen, like he's not that special. I'm a bit cautious on that.
Yeah, we'll go Nguyen, but odds are kind of trash in this fight. I really don't think he should be a 3-1 favorite, especially Yahya might look better at 145. You never know. Sometimes these guys just drop in weight and then their styles translate better. Maybe that happens with Yahya, but from what I see of Nguyen, should be a bit sharper on the feet and more power too. I think he beats Yahya. I feel like it could be a decision. Chance of a KO, but I definitely lean towards a decision side. I don't think Yahya has a glass chin because he got knocked out by Kawe Fernandez. Fernandez is just sharp as fuck.
Facts. Yeah. Yahya a little too easy to get to. So I like that. Nguyen decision.
Let's keep going. Next fight on the card, heavyweights going after it. Light heavyweights, excuse me, going after it. We got Ibo Aslan versus Billy Elekana. Mike Finch, what do you think? Ibo Aslan, last time, Kutelaba took him down and handled him, but Kutelaba's got a lengthy wrestling background as a longtime vet. Now he's fighting a former PFL Challenger Series veteran who came in on short notice and lost to Bogdan Guskov, but had his back in moments. What do you think, man? With Aslan, it's power hitter. With Elekana, I mean, he's got some decent striking. He's pretty slick. Wouldn't say he's got much pop in his hands from what I've seen. Seems to outpoint people, whereas Aslan's looking to separate people from consciousness, but he's also a wild man. What are the Finch thoughts?
The Finch thoughts are Ibo Aslan got submitted by the most wild, goon in the division. I just, my faith, he's dangerous for sure. Ibo Aslan can put anybody out if he connects, right? But Elekana, more well-rounded. I like the PFL experience. Bogdan's a pretty tough test for him. I believe that was his UFC debut. So yeah, if the way Kutelaba, it was a head and arm choke, I think. The way Kutelaba head and arm choked him was too easy, AJ. When I see a hole like that in your game, like everybody else saw it too. Elekana saw it too. His coaches saw it, so they're going to go, hey man, anytime you need to, catch that kick, take this fool down, you'll be able to fuck him up there. And when you have that in your head, that's always nice, right? Like every fight I've ever been in, I've always known I'm better on the ground. All right. So if shit gets hairy, I'm going to climb on this motherfucker's back, and it gives you that confidence. I think Elekana will have that confidence going in there. And that'll help his striking too. It'll help him be free. Ibo Aslan KO is always live. I'm going to go Elekana.
Yeah, I respect the Elekana pick. So I picked Aslan, but not that I wanted to. It's just I'm watching Elekana. I'm like, he's going to outpoint him to a decision. Is he going to take him down? Maybe. Is Aslan's takedown defense that bad? Right? Because I don't feel like Elekana has the same offensive wrestling ability, even though he's a wild man, of Kutelaba, who's got the base of the Moldovan wrestling. So I just don't know with Elekana. I know he got the back of Guskov. It was kind of a perfectly timed back take and shit happens. One of those fights where I would stay the fuck away from, betting Aslan to win it. He's going to be a moderate favorite. I think he does hit really fucking hard. He is young at 29 and coming into his own in the light heavyweight division. And you got to assume a guy like Aslan, who had a big letdown of a performance last time, he's been, dialed into grappling. If him and Elekana go pop for pop, could Aslan catch him? Definitely. He's got a nice overhand. I'm picking Aslan, but I think he's mid. I mean, he's a wild man. He gets crazy and he's off balance. I picked Kutelaba against Aslan last time. I thought about picking Elekana. I almost did. And I mean, we could see after the weigh-ins, maybe my mind changes. It's just, I don't know if he's really that UFC level either, man. It's one of those fights. It's like, I know Aslan hits really fucking hard. I think Elekana's okay. He can kickbox a bit. He can reactively grapple. He's not a bum. But could it have been like he looked good against Guskov early and then he got handled? And it's like one of those things where how many guys this year have we seen? They fucking make great debuts. Oh shit. Short notice. This is the guy. Then they look like shit in their second fight. And we're like, oh damn, they're not that good. So
yeah, well, it's definitely been the year of the O's gotta go. I mean, there are plenty of O's gotta go prospects, but I see the opposite too, AJ. I see people have bad debuts, Patricio Pitbull, and then show up and show their worth. I think that Ibo Aslan's most impressive performance was against the Brazilian Rafael Cerqueira. Am I saying that last name right? And he looked good, and it made me think, oh shit, he's a fucking dangerous guy for the division. And then Modestas Bakauskas put that dude out too. And then he goes out there and gets mopped. And you could say Moldovan wrestling, I guess, but it's not that high level. Like his wrestling's very bullyish, not very technically sound. I've seen him wrestle a lot. Kutelaba is a bit of a bull in a china shop, not like a seasoned wrestler. I'm just gonna go with Elekana out of a gut feeling that there's a hole that you could drive a truck through, and it's Aslan's jiu-jitsu.
Minus 250 for Aslan. Elekana is plus 210. I wouldn't throw it all down on Aslan, but I do think he's got the pop. KO is minus 175. I actually feel like Elekana by submission at plus 1,000 is undervalued. Like, you're almost better off saying, fuck it, 10 to 1. Give me that fucking plus 1,000.
Yeah. I mean, this isn't. These two guys are finishers. Elekana only has one submission victory in his entire career, so not much of a submission guy. But I do see that, available here if it's not a TKO. And then with Aslan KO, the fight probably ends.
Let's see. We shall find out. We got Elekana and we got Aslan. I'm going Aslan. Finch going Elekana. We got Samoan Chin versus the last Ottoman with the heavy hands. Let's see if the Turkish power can get through that Samoan chin of steel. We'll find out. Next fight. Ladies going after it, Mike Finch. It's Amanda Ribas versus Tabatha Ricci. I felt like this was another coin flip. I'm going with Ricci to get a close win, but it's like one of those fights where it's like, could I argue Ribas? Absolutely. Yeah, flip the coin, Finch. What are we doing?
All right. So who's going to be the dog? Who's more the dog? But Ribas is the dog. Ribas meaning like tough, like she's a dog, right? All right. And then Ricci's going to get the D.
Let's go. Oh, shit.
I got the dog. I was thinking Ribas anyway, so I like it. Yeah, I'm going to go Ribas, man. Ribas, very tough, very well-rounded. The problem here is Ricci's pretty good in the clinch. She's got cardio. Her boxing is, available. I don't know that she's the best boxer in the world. She's like dating some boxer boyfriend, I guess, right?
Hey.
Her boyfriend's like a pro boxer, I guess.
Callum Walsh, she's very good.
Oh, Callum Walsh is her boyfriend?
Yeah, the boxing phenom. Yeah.
Oh, well, that helps.
Yeah.
That helps the boxing.
Yeah.
And I think that's a good place to be against Amanda Ribas, who's a bit more of a kicker, a bit more Muay Thai. And, Amanda Ribas is a little more dangerous than Tabatha Ricci. Tabatha Ricci may be a good round winner. So, yeah, it's a fucking good fight, man. I like how you said coin flip. That's how I see it, too.
Yeah.
I was thinking Ribas and the coin said it, so Ribas.
I'm thinking Ricci split decision. So flip a fucking coin. I flipped the Zin fucking pack.
Jesus.
And I said, yo, we're on
Don't do it,
Ricci.
kids. No nicotine, kids.
Listen,
all
this
right.
is your focus. Enhanced mental
Water.
focus.
This
high
is
performance energy.
This is what you should be having, kids. Water. All right.
Water right here.
Don't Zin it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Too many people zinning, bro. What was that thing Jake Paul popped in his mouth at the Usyk fight? What was that? Did you see that?
I don't know.
See that? There's a video of this dude.
Oh, that's his pouch, the win pouches.
And he looks and he grabs it and he's like pretending like he yawns. He's like, oh, boom, pops it in his mouth all nonchalant. Like there ain't a million cameras in the arena. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck did he need in that moment? What do you think it was?
I think it was a win pouch. It's his knockoff of the Zen, the wins.
Is it? Why has he got to hide it then? What?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he wasn't allowed to do it on air. I don't know.
Interesting. All right.
I think Ricci could land a couple more shots. I fucking feel like flip a goddamn coin. Ricci could land some punches. Ribas could hit her with some heavier kicks. What is it? I'm like asking myself, is Ribas going to hit a judo throw? Is she going to get her with something on the inside? I feel like Ricci could defend the positions. But then I think Ribas could strike with her, but Ricci could too. I really think it's going to be one of those competitive ladies fights where they go after it and it goes to the scorecards. And I could see it being 29-28 on either side. Over 2.5, minus 400. That seems like the lock of this fight. Ribas is minus 168. Ricci's plus 148. I'd rather sit on the fucking sidelines and just watch these girls fight or touch the over.
I like that. Yeah. If Tabatha Ricci wins, it's more than likely decision. She clearly has a pathway to do that. And if Amanda Ribas wins, that's where, Amanda Ribas, she's trying to get these girls out of there. She's got a bit more of a dangerous style. The over is logical, though.
Over is the official pick. Fuck the rest. We're going to Ribas.
Official pick is over.
Over. It's going over. Let's keep running up this damn card. We got Damon Blackshear versus Davey Grant. Love the bantamweight fight. I'm picking Damon Blackshear to beat Dangerous Davey. I think stylistically, I do, bro. I do. I'm a Davey Grant fan, but
you are.
I can't pick him here because I also really think Damon Blackshear is quite good. His kickboxing is coming along. It's getting better every time we see him fight. He's sharp on the feet, picks his shots well. He's very athletic. He's got good footwork. He's strong from the outside. He even brings like threats of like jump knees and all this crazy shit. And I feel like he's starting to really develop. And on top of that, the base of his game is really good jiu-jitsu. Davey Grant's a savage. I mean, his jiu-jitsu is strong. It's not elite caliber, but he knows how to grapple. Dangerous striker, known for a bit of the wild man boxing style, but he's also got really good leg kicks and he can rip to the body nicely with his legs as well. I see him and Blackshear engaging in a close fight, but I got to favor the speed of Blackshear, the distance striking, and the threat of getting this thing to the ground. As much as, you know, it's easy to go close your eyes, Davey Grant is the dog. Against Blackshear, I favor the prospect on the come up. I guess veteran now at this point, but I think an evolved skill set should be enough to beat Dangerous Davey in this one here.
Yeah, Davey's 39. At this point, he's getting to the age where he's like starting to pull out of fights. You know, pulled out of the Daniel Santos fight, the last one.
Santos fucked him on that one, not him. Santos came in, he was fat. Santos couldn't make the weight. He pulled out. And then he fought at 145 a couple weeks later.
Yeah, that's right. So why didn't Davey Grant fight?
They couldn't find him nobody on short notice.
Nobody wants to fight Davey Grant. No, on the next card then. He hasn't fought since fucking
Santos medical issues. He was supposed to fight Cody Gibson, but he did pull out of that fight in March last year. So he has pulled out of fights before.
He fought one time since July of 2023. So for whatever reason, that's I guess the point is like he's not active. He's 39. He's a bantamweight, and he's fighting a Damone Blackshear who's very talented, very skilled, skilled on the ground, skilled on the feet. You know, veteran in the UFC at this point. I think I got to be confident in Damone Blackshear getting it done here in a plethora of ways.
Minus 320 for Blackshear, plus 270 for Grant. I think Blackshear wins this thing. Davey Grant, definitely a hard guy to finish. If you look at his resume, been submitted 4 times though. Good chin on him. Blackshear's got some jiu-jitsu, could be, you know, a surprise submission, but unfortunately, submission is only plus 200 here. Blackshear decision plus 190. I favor decision or submission, but the pick is Blackshear, and I'll tell you straight at minus 320. Yes, it's a little wide. 2-leg parlay, 3-leg parlay. Put Blackshear in it. He should be a golden goose.
Yeah, I think so. I think this is one of the more confident picks on the card. I think Damone Blackshear can even just strike with him, you know? Damone Blackshear might get it done on the feet, you know.
He could.
Yeah, he's good. He'll get it.
He's good. I like Damone Blackshear, man. I think this is a matchup he can thrive, and he's bigger than Davey Grant too, 5'10" to 5'8", younger, faster, well-versed, and I think he's got the momentum trending upward, and, you know, Davey's trying to hold that gate door shut, but I think that a Blackshear can get past the gate in this one. So we're both
and I think the UFC is seeing that with the matchup, you know, like Daniel Santos, a much more winnable matchup for Davey Grant.
Yes.
So I don't know that he's getting any, you know, any easy fights from here on out. This being the first of the lot. Yeah, Damone Blackshear on the way up, like you said.
Next fight on the card, we got Carlos Leal versus Muslim Salikhov. I'm going to pick Carlos Leal to win this fight. Salikhov is still looking sharp at 41 years of age. I mean, last fight, he pulls off the spinning wheel kick knockout against Kenan Song, and it was absolutely fantastic. I mean, he looked savage, but it's Carlos Leal. Leal's a workhorse. He's built like a fucking tank. Dude is jacked, extremely strong, in really good shape, has power in his hands, is a patient, bullying pressure fighter, and he's going to wilt you. He's going to land punches. He's going to wear you down. He's going to beat you down. And eventually he's going to put your lights out. Muslim Salikhov, sharp kickboxing, but is he going to be able to keep Leal off of him and, you know, land those nasty kicks from the outside and find a one-shot KO? I don't think so. I think he's getting punched hard in the face. I think he's getting knocked the fuck out. I'm going Leal KO.
Leal KO's got to be it, right? I mean, you know, looking at Muslim Salikhov, who has some skill. He's got some kicks. He could box. You know, he's shown us his level even in his older age. But I think it's about time to start fading him, especially at this level. Like Carlos Leal, heavy-handed, and he could put pressure on you too, AJ. The way he's able to cut off that cage, he'll kind of stalk. As soon as he sees your back foot start getting out that cage, he starts letting his hands go, and he puts people out. Already made a successful UFC debut, so he's got that out of the way. I think this is teed up for him to get a knockout.
I think so too. Knockout right now for Leal is -120, which is actually not crazy, seeing he's a -500 favorite. So there is some value in considering going Leal by KO. He's definitely the type of guy that throws big power shots. And in a matchup against a Salikhov, who's, base of his game is that fast twitch kicking ability. And, as you get older, that timing slows down a bit. And now they give him a savage prime 31-year-old Brazilian powerhouse. I think it's going bad for Salikhov, 10 years older and probably getting knocked out. I would say in the first 2 rounds, I think Leal's got the power to put him out cold. He's a -500 money line favorite, which is a bit wide, but I do think it's a win coming.
Yeah, I think so. -500, that sucks. But I get it. I get it. He had a really nice debut. He's exciting to watch. So damn powerful, bro. Just explosive. I think it's going to be a first round KO.
Yeah, I think Leal's putting him to bed. We're both going Leal. We're both going KO. -120. You better get it now. I think it's going to be -150, maybe even more as the week goes on, because I definitely think Leal's got the pathway to chin Salikhov. I mean, if you look at Salikhov's recent losses, yes, he went distance with Nicholas Dalby, who's a workhorse, but he's not known for the one-punch KO power. Was knocked out by Randy Brown with a big shot, who's got some sting in his hands, and I think Leal's a problem. And Leal should probably be undefeated in the UFC. I mean, he started it off with a controversial loss to Rinat Fakhretdinov in a fight that I thought he won, but it's another Abu Dhabi situation, right? He fights over there. When you're there, sometimes you're in a close enough fight. It's like, hey, we're gonna score it the other side,
Whoa, AJ. Conspiracy AJ. I never heard of that before. That's crazy, AJ. What the fuck? Yeah, I mean, and Rinat Fakhretdinov, just a totally different matchup. Rinat Fakhretdinov, real threat with the wrestling. Just a gritty motherfucker, Muslim Salikhov, I'm wondering how he'll absorb a shot from Leal. I'm guessing not well.
Let's go. Leal, KO, the pick for both of us. Let's jump to the featured prelim of the night. It's Bryce Mitchell versus Saeed Nurmagomedov at 135. So new look for Bryce. I'm looking forward to seeing the 135 Bryce Mitchell.
Are you? God,
I am.
You're going to be so fucking emaciated.
I don't know, though. I looked at him at 145, and I never felt like he was large for the weight class. I'm like, if the weight cut works for him, let's say he did it right, the diet was on point. Yeah. This could be the best decision of his career, because we've seen Nurmagomedov outworked before by high-pressure wrestler, grappler types. I know normally his takedown defense is solid, but I can see him getting controlled a bit by Thug Nasty. I'm going to go Thug Nasty for a decision. I think Bryce Mitchell at 135 could be a new mythical fighter. This could be the run. I'm not saying to the title, but I think when I look at 135 and I think about Bryce Mitchell's style, if he can make this weight, this could be pretty good for him. Doesn't have to deal with the Josh Emmett type power punchers or the Gene Silvas of the world. He was able to outwork, Dan Ige in a competitive back and forth fight. Granted, got hit with bombs, didn't go out. I feel like with Nurmagomedov, he might be able to lock in a Gilly at some point, but I think Mitchell could power through it. I'm going to say that Bryce Mitchell goes out and wins the decision here against Saeed Nurmagomedov. Am I nuts for that, Finch?
You nuts for that. Saeed Nurmagomedov has beaten Douglas Silva D'Andrade, nasty on the ground. Coney Stamen, solid wrestler. Muin Gaffarov. He's choking these motherfuckers out too. He's finishing these fights. I think in a submission grappling match that Saeed Nurmagomedov is absolutely live with Thug Nasty. Now we're going to throw the striking in there. I think his striking is a lot better than Thug Nasty. I think Thug Nasty is getting knocked out.
Saeed's gonna chin him. I guess I can't see it. I don't think a 35er is putting him away. I don't think I think Bryce Mitchell's gonna look strong, man. I really do.
But hey, I'm not the biggest. Some of these guys.
Yeah,
I see the holes in the game. I see the lack of there's a lack of athletics that Bryce Mitchell suffers from. He's not this quick twitch athlete. So he's got to rely on high level technique, and he doesn't have it in his kickboxing. His wrestling, his entries in the singles are nice. He's got some decent entries, and the jiu-jitsu is nice. But Saeed Nurmagomedov's jiu-jitsu is nasty too. And he just got out of that fucking war with Vinicius Oliveira. Kyler Phillips couldn't push Vinicius Oliveira like that. Fucking, you would have to go back to his UFC debut where he got that fucking wicked flying knee knockout over Bernardo Sopai to see him push like that. I think Saeed Nurmagomedov is real fucking good. Saeed is real good. Saeed's had an issue with like a couple strikers recently, but I got to go way back. Vinicius Oliveira with the striking, and then Jonathan Martinez. Those are his only losses since Raoni Barcelos in 2019. Since then he's on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wins. I feel like Saeed's a pretty high level for Bryce to come into. There are matchups that I would like Bryce in at the weight class, but now we're dealing with the X factor of how's he going to feel? Is he going to make weight? He's never cut weight like this before. He's up against a Saeed Nurmagomedov who's very fucking good. I got to go with Saeed. I feel like he's much more reliable.
Respect. I think that the All-American Bryce Mitchell.
Oh, you're going to hit me with that?
Cage,
against my own?
And takes down the Russian. He's taking out Nurmagomedov in Abu Dhabi for America. Savage Mode USA in this. So look what I got on. You see this?
I see that. But why does Bryce Mitchell have to rep the USA, dog? Can we get other representation? It's got to be flat Earth representing the USA. That's what we got to do.
That's what America's about. It's the free thought, regardless of what we agree with or not. It's the free thought, and Bryce Mitchell represents that.
All right. I hear you. Bryce Mitchell is definitely very American. I would agree with that.
Let's go. And the odds for the fight, Bryce is actually the favorite at -125. Saeed +105 is the dog.
Saeed at +105. Yeah, I actually did peep these odds. I actually already did peep these odds. Okay. So Bryce Mitchell takes him down in what? Subs him or decision?
I think it's going to be competitive. I think he's going to land some takedowns, back him up a bit, get caught with shots. I see 29-28. Competitive win. Hard fought.
29-28. All right. I'm going to say Saeed smacks him up. Potential club and sub. Let's go TKO. Saeed TKO. But I love the United States of America, okay? I love the United States of America is the greatest country on earth. However, I think Saeed Nurmagomedov is going to win this fist fight.
Fair. Respect to the Finch, but I think Bryce Mitchell is going to show him that all-American grit, and we're going to get it done for the USA in Abu Dhabi. All right, let's keep running.
You hit me with the USA shirt. That's crazy, bro.
Let's get it. Fight number 1 on the main card. If you guys haven't yet, hit the like button. If you're new, subscribe to the damn channel. We got Nikita Krylov versus Bogdan Guskov. Striker versus grappler here. Krylov's going to need it on the ground, and we've seen Guskov in compromised spots on the mat. But I will say this. I like his ability and willingness to fight out of the positions. He fights hard to get up to his feet. Excuse me. I'm losing my breath up in here. To scramble. I feel like Guskov's striking is sharp, though. He's a dangerous puncher. He's a little bit chaotic, but there is still precision to it, like that uppercut he caught Ryan Spann with. And he can overload you with power shots, too. He's got speed for sure in the light heavyweight division. Krylov just got badly knocked out a few months ago by Dominic Reyes, and he was off for a while before then. Worst pick flip of all time. I had Reyes all week, then I pick flip Krylov. I want to slap myself. I'm picking Bogdan Guskov to knock Krylov out. I think he can put him away with punches. I got to go with the surging prospect against a guy who, has had some delays and absences in his career, was really violently chinned last time and now taking on another power hitter. If Guskov can, even if he's taken down, if he can get back up to his feet or if Krylov doesn't submit him, I don't think Krylov's striking is that good. He got overrated on the feet because of that Gustafsson win, but it was the corpse of Gustafsson. I think Guskov's is chinning him, bro. I'm going Guskov knockout.
Guskov is on a nice roll, bro. The Ryan Spann win really stands out. How good did Ryan Spann look on Saturday? He's like that, though. And the Nikita Krylov lost to Dominic Reyes. I mean, Dominic Reyes is a good fucking boxer, though. You're right. It was nasty. It was a nasty performance. By the way, Nikita Krylov hit that triangle choke over Ryan Spann. I'm just remembering that.
Spann gave it to him, though. He was out of it. He was done.
Right. That's right.
Right? He walked into, I went back and rewatched and I'm like, bro, he didn't even try to fucking avoid. He's just like, fucking triangle my ass, bro. I got my I don't know what happened in that fight. I don't know what happened in that fight.
Yeah. Ryan Spann is a unique one, huh? Damn. You know what I don't like, bro? I don't like the lack of activity from Nikita Krylov. I do like his striking. I do think he should be able to strike with a Bogdan Guskov, but Bogdan's been fighting, man. Consistently, bro. Consistently. Against good guys, Yeah. So, all right. Slight lean Bogdan Guskov. I honestly, I was on the fence. I was gonna think Nikita Krylov, but yeah, the lack of activity. I can't, not remember the bad performance against Dominic Reyes. Dominic Reyes teed him up, dude. Bogdan Guskov's on too much of a roll. I'll lean him.
Guskov is plus 170 right now as the underdog, with Krylov at minus 195. So big underdog status for Guskov, but you got to respect the activity rate. Krylov is, I think, going to be looking to time takedowns and use his superior ground skills. I don't know, man. He looked a little clunky out there with Reyes last time. There's moments where he looks sloppy. Like he beat Volkan Oezdemir 2 years and 8 months ago. That's a while. And he's fought one time in about 2.5 years, and it was a lightning speed KO. Bad. It was 3 months ago. 3 months ago. He got flatlined. You probably shouldn't spar for fucking 2 months, let alone now 3 months in, you're fighting, getting knocked out like that. I feel like Guskov by KO. It's kind of timing is everything with matchups. And this feels like that. And Finch, you've been in there. Like, can you imagine you take a long layoff, you get violently chinned on the comeback, and now it's like, hey, you're fighting a prospect with big power. Another heater.
That's something I don't have experience in. I've never lost, so I wouldn't know what it's like to lose.
That's funny.
That was a joke. That was me.
All right, Habib. All right, Habib.
Yeah. I'm just joking around. No, honestly, you convinced me. That's very logical, and I'm dreaming of the Nikita Krylov I once knew. Right?
Yeah.
I'm thinking of the Nikita Krylov from like 2021. That guy was pretty good.
Yeah, he was.
In 25, just I gotta trust my eyes, bro. His timing was trash.
Yeah.
I gotta go with Bogdan, who it's a little ugly, bro. Bogdan's not the most talented guy, but he should be able to defensively wrestle and crack a Krylov. I could see it.
He does have really good speed, I'd say, though.
Kansas City Chiefs says Span is the heavyweight Kevin Holland. That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. It's and Michael Johnson's another one, right? It's like how do I know when they're gonna win or lose? Like I gotta have a crystal ball or something. Like who's showing up? So yeah, with Nikita Krylov, I'm gonna guess that we're not gonna see old school. So let's go Bogdan.
Let's go Bogdan Guskov for the W. For myself, for the Finch. Let's keep running up. Next fight in the card, we got Almabayev versus Jose Ochoa. Ochoa stepping in, replacing Ramazan Temirov. Just fought like a month ago, and he went out there and got a nice performance over Cody Durden. It was a violent KO in round 2. But let's not forget about the testy moments of him getting cracked in round 1. He was on his back a bit, even tested in the wrestling department. Ochoa is a talented kid, but I don't think he's ready for Almabayev. I think Almabayev is pretty sharp with his chain wrestling style. I think his striking is effective enough so that he can set takedowns up and get on top of Ochoa and garner some control time. I feel like Almabayev is one of those guys where you can't really just write him off because Manel Kopp was able to defeat him. It's like, yeah, he got tuned up and cracked there a good amount on the feet, but I don't know, man. Weird stoppage as well with that fight in, what was that, 3 months ago? Let me double check. 4 months ago now against Manel Kopp. I think that Almabayev is pretty decent. Ochoa is a great talent on the come up, and he's got a good frame, and he hits hard, and he's athletic, but I think Almabayev should win this thing.
Ochoa's good, man. Looking at, he's very experienced. He's been fighting for a long time, and he gave Loner Kavanaugh a good fight. He's definitely a real test, but Almabayev having a full camp and him coming in on short notice has to be a fucking issue because Almabayev's going to press the issue of the wrestling. Almabayev also extremely experienced. It's not like he's up against some kid. I mean, Almabayev has 25, 26 MMA fights. That's a lot, in a professional fights. That's a lot. That's a problem. The wrestling's really good. The cardio could be a weapon here, and Ochoa, as talented as he is and as good as the striking is, not like a one-shot KO phenom or something. I think Almabayev gets a hold of him, drags him onto the ground, and gets a decision.
So you with me on this one?
I'm with you on this one.
Yeah. Ochoa is really talented, but I feel like it's too soon. Like he's 24 years old,
Mm.
and he's 9-1, or excuse me, 8-1. He's got one no contest too. And then on the other side, you got 21-3. Started his UFC career off red hot, and then ran into Manel Cop. But should we be like, oh well, you lost to Cop and now Ochoa? Hard to say. Ochoa coming in on short notice. I think he'll be in shape. I think he'll put up a good fight, but I think he's going to get neutralized. And me and the Finch both feeling an Almabayev win. I do think decision makes sense. And what's crazy though is these odds are close, man. -109 for Almabayev, -111 for Ochoa.
Yeah. And again, AJ, the short notice thing. I mean, Ochoa just accepted this fight, I think.
Yeah, he came in.
So the full camp
quick.
matters, especially against a wrestler like Almabayev. Yeah, I like the Almabayev line.
Yeah, I think Almabayev does get it done. I lean towards a hard-fought decision. Over is -175. Almabayev brings a submission threat, but he's also pretty dominant positionally. And we're both going Almabayev to get the hand raised in this one. Let's jump to our next one. It's our featured fight of the night. It's Shara Bullet Magomedov versus Marc-Andre Barriault. I'm going to go with the Pirate. I'm going Shara Bullet Magomedov. I think his striking is slick. Too slick for Barriault. Barriault's a good bruiser. He's got a fun brawling style. He rips his punches together in boxing range, back you up trying to bang. But there is a vulnerability of getting caught. He was violently knocked out by Joe Pyfer and Dustin Stoltzfus. Then he beat like a really washed Bruno Silva. I mean, I was joking with my chat that I'd do the match against Bruno Silva if the UFC gave me the chance, at this point.
AJ versus Bruno, UFC 350. Let's go.
That's it. It's got to happen. At 350, I want to wait him out a little longer. I need him like
How dare you? Yeah, man. Bruno Silva fell off pretty bad. That's true.
Yeah. It was a sad fall off because he was the man for a while. Gave Pereira one of his toughest fights.
That thing was close. I know.
Right?
That thing was close. I know. Yeah, it's I mean, some guys just expire worse than others. And some styles too, right? Like Tony Ferguson has a bad style in your 40s. Just some people, it just doesn't work, right? As to where Randy Couture has a great style for his 40s. So if speed and timing and funkiness, if you go, oh, he's so unorthodox, probably not good at 45.
Yeah, that's true. Shara Bullet's a sharp blade, man. You think he's getting the knockout too? Catches Barriault with a counter? Yeah. I think Barriault's getting put away. They give him Shara Bullet a platter. They're like, hey, here's your matchup. Let's showcase.
He's a fun guy to watch, man. The double spinning back fist. I feel like people are looking at that last performance against MVP and probably doubting him a little bit. But Marc-Andre Barriault has, I think the one thing he has is a bigger heart than Shara Bullet. I mean, Shara Bullet, stuff started getting rough for him and he didn't really make adjustments. Like Marc-Andre Barriault's there to die. Marc-Andre Barriault is a fucking warrior and you could respect that. I think pretty much everything else is going to go to Shara Bullet. Yeah,
I think so too. I think sharp blade Shara Bullet goes out and probably puts together a pretty impressive striking display into a violent KO win. I think Barriault's going to bed. So we're going Shara gang, stand up.
Boom. Yeah. Is it a knockout or decision? Shit. Knockout.
Especially with Barriault's chin looking testy in certain fights. Good counter from Shara Bullet. And a Shara Bullet that I think is still improving. It's not like Shara hasn't gotten better. He's 31. He's in his prime. Marc-Andre Barriault, I mean, he's 35. I still think he's in his prime too, but then hit with some clobbering shots. And we kind of know, he's more just of the brawler level. And a sleek kickboxer like Shara Bullet Magomedov should just be way too much for him. Now, when I look at the odds, I say, what the fuck? It's -715 for Shara to Barriault at +515. The decision win for Shara Bullet +235, KO -145. Yeah, 7-1 favorite, Shara Bullet Magomedov here.
Whoa. Wow. After the fucking loss to MVP?
Yeah, 7-1.
Whoa.
I know.
Fuck. Okay, Vegas. God damn.
Yeah.
Shit, Vegas. Yeah. They said Marc-Andre Barriault ain't shit. Like Marc-Andre Barriault is a gangster, He's Yeah, a little chinny, but like Shara doesn't have hands like that though, you know?
Yeah.
Shara's a kicker. I don't know about those lines. Yeah,
Slick kicker.
fucking that sounds like a waste of a piece of a parlay to me.
Too fat. But still, I mean, would you consider Char relatively confident? Has to be.
Yes, but not the most confident pick on the card, which it sounds like it's priced at.
Yeah, it's priced at the lock of the locks.
Interesting. Yeah, that can't sway the pick based on the odds, right?
Char bullet to win. Let's get to the co-main event. Next fight, we have Petr Yan versus Marcus McGhee. Finchman, I'll let you handle it first and tell us what you think.
Marcus McGhee on a little bit of a roll, you know, he's been looking good. Is he going to get in there and beat Petr Yan? I don't think so. I think Petr Yan is still showing us some prime fights. You know, you see a champion who's lost the belt. You usually see them in their twilight years. You usually see the career go the way of the dodos. For those of you that don't know, the dodos are an extinct bird. Anybody watched Ice Age? Petr Yan should be able to handle this fight, man. I think Petr Yan's got a lot of good performances for us still. You know, I think he'll be able to handle the fight anywhere it goes to. Marcus McGhee, good, but is he like title shot good? I think Petr Yan's about to check him here. Give me Petr Yan, dominant 3 rounds.
Petr Yan, dominant 3 rounds. I think McGee's maybe dangerous early, but he's not going to knock Yan out. Could have a couple of striking moments, but I just feel like Yan is too multifaceted with the layers of kickboxing. Like McGhee hits hard and he's explosive, but he hasn't fought anybody capable of competing with Petr Yan. He's coming off the win against Jonathan Martinez, where he struggled in the 3rd round with Martinez. The win prior to that was against Gaston Bolaños, who has essentially fallen off as of late. And then a JP Bays win as well, who's, you know, it's JP Bays. I feel bad for him, to be honest. And then fight before that, Journey Newsom. So McGhee, like a good 35-year-old prospect, fun style contender outside of the top 10, but you're going to throw him the former champ who has literally been in there. His past 5 lineup is insane. Aljamain Sterling split decision. Sean O'Malley, controversial split decision, and he dropped O'Malley. Marab, who doesn't fucking get outdogged by Marab? Song Yadong, Savage, Davis and Figueiredo, and the most recent 2 are wins.
Yeah,
I really think it's the Petr Yan, show.
And Petr Yan's 32. You know, all that experience, and Petr Yan's 32. He's fought all the best guys in the division. Marcus McGhee hasn't. He's about to fight one, and I think Petr Yan's going to show him what's up.
Yeah, I think so. Petr Yan shows him what's up. Too sharp,
tight,
too slick, too dangerous. Right, the tight boxing should be able to avoid McGee's big punches. Yan is a minus 385 favorite to McGhee at plus 320. I lean towards decision for Yan at minus 150, and then minus 280 for the over 2.5. So I'm gonna go Yan. I think Yan gets it done. Yan, man. Yan for the dubski. Yan to get it done ski.
Jan's going to be getting up there towards that belt again. I think, you know, Marcus McGhee, he can hover around, you know, like upper level gatekeeper, lower level, you know, but I like top 4, top 5. I don't see him having that level of skill. You know, the Jonathan Martinez performance was impressive, but you know, I think you're about to see what he looks like against somebody who's at that elite skill level. Petr Yan, you know, can go on a little tear right now. And this is a good matchup for Petr Yan. I like how they style. You know, this isn't a super tall, rangy guy. He's 1 inch taller than Petr Yan. And like you said, he throws these big shots. I like Petr Yan's tight style, getting inside, getting dirty. Petr Yan live to finish his ass, honestly. The leg kicks are gonna, I think, be there. I think he'll be able to wrestle with McGhee. I like him in this fight a lot. Petr Yan, you know, 30-27.
Petr Yan, 30-27. I think he gets it done. If McGhee has success, maybe a bit early, but I think Jan's too sharp. So we're both going Yan to get the win. Let's jump to our main event of the evening. We got Robert Whittaker versus Reinier de Ridder. If you guys are watching and enjoying, make sure you smash the hell out of that damn like button. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe it up. I'm going with the side of Reinier de Ridder to beat Robert Whittaker in this fight. And I'm arguing the point that Whittaker has not faced a grappler like this, I guess, aside from Hamzat, who has a different grappling style. But this is a large middleweight. Reinier de Ridder, 6'4", 78-inch reach. he had, some testy moments in his early UFC run, but really put it on Bo Nickel in impressive fashion, was able to break him down in the clinch and, do well in grappling moments, reversing and whatnot. When I look at Robert Whittaker, I see dangerous striking. I still see precise power, but he's going to have a hard time getting past the range. Though I don't think DeRitter has the same striking ability as Whittaker because of his length and height advantage overall. I think there's a factor in DeRitter's defensive striking that could lean into his effective offense, meaning clinch work with the knees to the body and the elbows on the inside, using his physicality to hold Whittaker against the cage and work towards trips or back takes. When you look at Reinier de Ritter's career, something I spoke upon is, with that hydration test, he was like at light heavyweight, right? Fighting at heavyweight in one championship. At middleweight, he's a fucking animal. And we've seen Whittaker reach the highest of highs, and he lost badly last time to Khamzat Chimaev. It was an unfortunate injury 8 months ago to his jaw. The teeth came back and it was a quick tap. But it also tells me it's like, yeah, Whittaker, he lost that number one contender fight. He was right there again and he lost it. Now I got DeRitter, who's 4-0 in the UFC, surging towards the top. He's proven he can go 5 rounds before and won championship. I feel like DeRitter's live to beat him. I'm leaning towards DeRitter, either 3rd round sub or a decision. I think that the grappling abilities are a big factor and the size is going to be a big factor for me. So I'm going DeRitter to win.
Reinier de Ridder is massive. What a huge performance against Bo Nickel. He blew Bo Nickel out of the water, kneed him in the body, was able to work him on the ground. It was an impressive stomping of a real hype job in Bo Nickel. And, against Robert Whittaker, it's a totally different style. It's a striker, but you've seen how he dealt with Kevin Holland. You've seen how he's dealt with strikers over at one. He's good at that too. Robert Whittaker, I rewatched him versus Ikram Aliskerov because I remember, how impressed I was at the quick knockout he got over Ikram Aliskerov. And watching it back, Ikram Aliskerov kept throwing these kind of shitty front kicks. And I think all Whittaker did was just, okay, if he throws that shit again, I'm going to hit him. Right. Cause you think that in a fight, I got kicked in my 5th fight. I'm like, I hope he throws that again. Cause I saw how I could take him down if he does. And then when he did, boom, I got the takedown. Same thing. Ikram threw it again, threw it like a 3rd time. And then, Robert Whittaker timed him. Reinier de Ritter's not a fool. Reinier de Ritter's not going to be, leaving himself open to get one punch KO'd by Rob Whittaker. I believe that Reinier de Ridder is going to maul him on the ground. And that's a problem. Now, Rob Whittaker is a better striker. He's on the balls of his feet more. He has an ability to move. So as this thing goes on, if it goes long, there are pathways for Robert Whittaker, of course. But Reinier de Ridder is it right now. I think Reinier de Ritter's on his way to a title shot. I think him versus Khamzat is inevitable. I would love to fucking see it. Reinier de Ritter's jiu-jitsu, I think, is the best in the UFC right now. I am aware Marcus Buchecha Almeida is also on this card, but he's going to have to be able to implement the jiu-jitsu like Reinier de Ridder is. Reinier de Ridder has real weapons on the feet. If you sleep on it, you can go out. Ask Bo Nickel. Reinier de Ridder has better takedowns than a Marcus Buchecha Almeida. I believe that Reinier de Ridder finds a way to get on top here and closes the show out. RDR via submission, and that's a dog.
Me and Finch both going RDR by sub. I'm glad to hear it, bro. I was wondering where you'd go. I really sat on this fight and I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, yeah, Whittaker's striking slick, but he's going to have a hard time dealing with this big giant. And it's one of those fights too, where it's like, I'm keeping in mind, we have a former welterweight versus a former heavyweight. So it's like the size difference is going to be a factor when they get in there. Yeah, sure, they're at 185 on weigh-ins, but the bigger man is Reinier de Ridder. And on top of that, the better grappler with high-level jiu-jitsu skills, slick on the mat. Yeah, I think de Ritter's too much for this version of Rob Whittaker. And I don't think Whittaker's ever fought a grappler quite like de Ridder with the size and the slickness and the ability on the mat. I think he's too quick with transition, and I think he threatens with submissions from all areas, man. De Ritter's a good grappler, like just nice jiu-jitsu, like you said, some of the best, especially in the middleweight division, maybe the UFC. And I think that de Ritter's style matches up well with this version of Rob Whittaker for sure.
Absolutely. And he watched that Khamzat fight thinking, okay, I just got to get this guy down one time, because his submission ability is a lot better than Khamzat Chimaev, which has gotten better, by the way. I mean, Khamzat Chimaev's first rear naked choke in the UFC was the 1999 rear naked. And you saw him rotate and use his back to break the jaw of Rob Whittaker. I'm a Whittaker fan, dude. Like, I hated seeing this matchup. I was like, oh, man, they got it. Khamzat's kind of the bad guy. RDR kind of the good guy. I would rather them. Well, Khamzat deserves a title shot. It is what it is. Two guys I don't want to see lose. But let's go with the guy who's got the biggest, the biggest gap with everybody on the ground, a guy who should only need 1 minute on the ground with a Rob Whittaker to get him out of there. If these two guys did a submission grappling tournament, I would expect RDR to submit him multiple times. If they did a kickboxing fight, I think it'd be a lot closer. Give me Rainier DeRitter, rear naked strangle. Fuck, dude. First round.
Holy shit. Jeff Cooper, thank you for 1999. He says, DeRitter to the moon. Hey.
Let's go. Hey, dog money too. I expected, either even odds or slight lean RDR. Interesting that they're giving love to Rob Whittaker. Again, the Ikram Aliskerov knockout was sick. That's why I was like, you know what? I got to watch. I know it was like a 30-second fight. I had to watch that one back. And I'm glad that, I saw the mistakes, again, I got to dunk on him. The amateurish mistakes that Ikram Aliskerov was making on the feet. Rainier DeRitter's striking starting to look a lot fucking better than that. Also, shout out to Big Sexy with the $2. Yana McGhee over 2.5 is a lock in a parlay. If you believe in McGee's durability, that would be a lock. I think Petr Yan wants a fucking performance though. Big. I think Petr Yan is going to hunt for a finish. Whether or not he gets it is your call, I guess. Godspeed.
DeRitter to win is plus 125. Whittaker minus 145. So we have the underdog in DeRitter. DeRitter by submission right now is sitting at plus 300. I see a DeRitter victory with the Finch. We're both on it. We think the ground skills are key. And people go to his fights in one championship that he lost, but like he lost that heavyweight against a guy who was on steroids. And like that's not comparable to this
much
fight.
Better now. I mean,
right.
We a lot better, especially his striking,
And he's at middleweight. He's not at heavyweight or light heavyweight. It's different. And he's found his weight class, and he's got.
And Rob Whittaker used to be a 170 pounder.
Right. It's a factor. So we have a former heavyweight versus former welterweight. That's
a great point. That's a big piece of this puzzle. And we saw, Robert Whittaker get out muscled. I mean, Khamzat Chimaev, that train runs over a lot of people. I understand. However, I mean, you saw him, wilt under the power. I think Rainier DeRitter getting a hold of him is not a good thing.
No, definitely not. We're going Rainier DeRitter as a dog to win the main event of UFC Abu Dhabi, but we're not done just yet because you know what time it is, Mike Finch?
Parlay time.
All the competition that try to compete, stand back, watch the bomb drop.
Parlay time. Open up your wallets and let's bet on some fist fights.
Yeah, parlay time. I don't know how I could fade Carlos Leal on Saturday night. I feel like, lock of the card. I'm just going to throw it out there. Carlos Leal over Muslim Salikhov. Tell me how wide it is.
I mean, it's 5-1, my brother.
Right, if we need the 3-piece, I'll cook it up. Go ahead.
All right. So on my end, I'm going to save the savage of savagery for Wednesday. But right now, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, all right, Leal, yes. Finch, I won't lie to you, bro. I was thinking Leal's got a pretty damn good chance to win too. I feel like I got to mix it in with Damon Blackshear if you're really asking me. I mean, fuck everything else. I think Blackshear should win if you're looking for a straight fighter pick. Yes, the odds aren't great for the parlay, but they are what they are. Blackshear is minus 320, Leal minus 500. I actually got to get these odds up here. What the hell?
Go ahead. And while you do that, guys, I think that those two we just identified, Damone Blackshear and Carlos Leal, are both very confident ones for us. So if you have a fight you really like, matching them up with those two in my head makes sense, right? If I had something with a little bit better odds, putting that with a Carlos Leal checks out for me.
So
that would be my advice.
minus 175 to put them together.
You know? So but yeah, depending on how y'all feel, I mean, you could use those as parlay boosters, you know. Yeah, pretty confident in those two.
I'm excited for a Wednesday show where I'm doing the lock, because I got something in mind that I'm feeling very good about.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, we'll talk Wednesday for me.
Me too, man. I mean, I've already bet, you know what? I already bet like $500-600 on this card, and it's fucking it's Monday. So yeah, you know, I'm excited on some of these as well. So
let's go.
Thank you, sir. You know what time it is for me, AJ?
It's time for the Mike Finch show. Listen, it's time for the most confident picks. I got it pinned up in the live chat. Make sure you guys tune into the Finch. She'll be live within the next 15-20 minutes. I gotta say a big thank you to you generous donators today supporting. We really appreciate the fuck out of you. We're waiting on that sponsorship. We'll try to get it before the year end, right? Second half, we'll find somebody. We'll find something. Make sure you guys hit the likes here on the stream. Show some love to the podcast. If you're new here, it's your first time, welcome to Moneyline Mondays. I'm also live every single day of the week with videos as well. Finchman's live right after this. He started doing a recap show on Sundays, so a little Sunday afternoon with the Finch sounds like a lot of fun. He's doing his Friday show where we discussed it. I know with Chad I was talking about it. We're going to text each other before to see how we can
we were going at the same time.
Yeah, no, we got to set it properly, man. So we make some magic happen with that. We appreciate you guys. Love to you all. Any last words from the Finch?
I will see you guys in about 15 minutes after I'm done talking to my boy AJ about these fist fights. You know, we gotta get the off-air stuff out of the way. We gotta rip some people, you know, dunk on whoever in the comments, whatever, off-air. And then I'll be live on Mike Finch Show. I'm going to be giving you guys my 5 most confident predictions. We'll do, you know, a little bit of Q&A. You guys could come bring your questions. And if you want to see who I'm betting on, DM at Mike Finch Show on Instagram. Last week on Saturday, I had like the most confident lock of the year in Vinicius Oliveira. As wild as he was, it did sail right in there. And, you know, we did it the week before as well. Let's do it again. I got a confident lock this week, and the odds are nice and juicy. All right. See you guys in a few.
See you guys in a bit. We love you all. W to the people. Peace out and good night.